Sup, sons? This is Xeon with another StarCraft 2 commentary. And let me go ahead and introduce our two players. On Accolade Wastes, we got in the bottom right corner of the map, our blue Zerg player. It's gonna be the Slithery, the Snake. And his opponent in the top left, the man who just recently made his switch from Dota 2 back to StarCraft 2. It's going to be our red Terran player, SeleCT. So yeah, SeleCT just recently quitting Dota 2, going back to StarCraft 2. It was kind of made out of, I don't know if it was the reason he switched to StarCraft 2, but a friend of his, I forget who, made a bet that SeleCT couldn't get a blank account or a non-leveled account into Grandmasters within 30 days. And actually SeleCT managed to get to Grandmasters within 7 days. Pretty impressive. I was kind of following his stream almost religiously since he started streaming again those first 7 days. Very entertaining, and I actually posted a clip from his stream on my channel. You guys probably noticed it. His first reaction to seeing a Mothership Core doing a mass recall. Very funny clip. Heart of the Storm has been out for a while, but he's been playing Dota 2 almost entirely, so he wasn't aware of all the new changes to Heart of the Storm. He hasn't kept up on it, so just seeing a pro just to react to something that we've all known about for a really long time was really funny. But really good stream. Check it out if you haven't seen it. It's a pretty good stream to watch. He does a lot of commentary as well. Pretty funny guy. But yeah, SeleCT up here in the top left corner, going to go for that CC first opening versus Zerg. The build he's been favoring quite a bit on ladder, especially versus those pesky Zerg players. And his opponent here is going to get in there, scout. He sees exactly what's going to go on. And his opponent is going to go for he's got quick gas, so he's going to get this first 100 gas. We'll see what he's going to do from there. This will kind of be the guiding light in determining what he's going to do. And his opponent actually proxies a hatchery down here. Okay, so SeleCT is going to see this instantly. Oh wait, no, he doesn't see it. Wow, that's right there on the edge. Look at that. Look at that. It's like right there. Oh, crazy. Okay, so I'm not sure if this is a variation of Cat's proxy CC block your opponent's natural, and then you place down spine crawlers, and you just reinforce with Zerglings. I'm not sure if that's what he's doing or not. We'll see. See if he makes some drones and sends them across the map, or what he's going to do here. He stopped mining gas, so we're not going to see any Banelings. This will be a really interesting game. It's already been quite different. So we'll see how this plays out. Zerglings crossing the map now for Snake. Oh, there are the two drones. So yes, this is definitely that build Cat's kind of brought to popular knowledge, I guess you would call it. He talked about it. You just throw down a proxy hatchery. Once you scout it fast CC, you throw down 2 spine crawlers, and you just kind of make it really cost inefficient for your opponent to take their natural back. And at the exact same time, you spread creeps. They have to clear creep. It's really just a big pain in the ass build to do. So we're going to see how SeleCT deals with it here. And the creep will be down, and I think, yeah, he just now sees it. Now he sees the creep. He sees, okay, great, 2 spine crawlers going to go down. What is he going to do? Well, good thing for SeleCT is he can actually fly over here, land over here if he wants to, or land over here and mine at will. SeleCT tries to get a bunker down. Not going to happen. Marines are just now running across the map, which I think is what he had to do there, because he didn't have his wall off done, and he was making a reactor. Now that the wall in is done, he's going to make a bunker, and he's on the defense. This supply depot may not actually finish. We'll see. He's going to get a wall off with the command center. It's going to be really close here. That supply depot's down, and this double digits. Oh wait, it's going back up. It's going to finish, but the wall off is done. The supply depot is burning, and it will go down. And that SCV will sacrifice its life for the betterment of all the Terran forces. The reactor is going to die really quickly or tier 2 there. That thing is just toast so quick. The bunker is going to finish. He needs to pull down some SCVs from the main. There he goes. 2 more bunkers being built. Oh, shit, he actually didn't get it in time. There's a lot of Zerglings in his base. That's a lot of Zerglings in 1 Hellion. That Hellion is going to have to be super Hellion right here. He's going to wish he was a Hellbat at this point, but he's not. He's just a regular Hellion. He's going to get that wall off once again. No more Zergling, actually a couple more Zergling reinforcements showing up here. And that's just 1 Hellion being defended by a lot of SCVs. Spine Crawler's now attacking the supply depot. He cannot even get a wall off anymore. The 2 Hellions with the entourage of SCVs are actually protecting them. And SeleCT is going to have to maybe put a wall off here. It's hard. No, he actually can't even get it over there. He's going to quickly try and make some more Marines. Actually, no, he's making a tech lab there. He's going to make siege tanks out of this. That's one possible option to this, but this is just so bad now for Select. The Zergling's actually running out now. They're scared of those Hellions. Not wanting to do a micro battle there with Select. Snake falls back. Select is forced to move his wall back just a little bit. This is not a complete wall up here. I'm pretty sure Zerglings could sneak through there. Tank is not being built. He doesn't have enough gas just yet. 3 barracks, all producing Marines. Double bunkers being placed down. He's even spreading creep up the ramp. Select now forced to defend his own ramp from his opponent and making his way right in here. Both double spike crawlers being placed down. Those Hellions are doing pretty good work versus these Zerglings. Snake not looking to commit just yet. He's keeping those Zerglings alive, just kind of push forward the spine crawlers, figuring the spine crawlers will do most of the damage here. The Zerglings are just kind of bodyguards, keeping them alive for the time being. The bunker is in range of both these spine crawlers. You can take both those out. He has more than enough SCVs to repair this. There is only one Queen up here to throw down transfusion, so Snake is actually going to lose these spine crawlers, and the creep is now completely covering this command center. Look at this command center. The factory's almost all creeped up here. Looks like someone just went mudding and got it all over all these buildings. If I didn't know any better, this building, like, wouldn't that be an interesting interesting mechanic? If you had creep on an opponent's building, it couldn't take off. Think about that, Zerg players. I know a bunch of Zerg players just got a hard on right now. That would be insane. If you could actually creep on your opponent's buildings with like overlords, they couldn't lift them up. That would be really cool. I don't know the balance consequences of that, but here we go. Select running up there with the siege tank, but the Zerglings get a nice snipe there and take out the siege tanks. That's going to slow down this push. He only has 1 spy caller, which may not be enough to deal with the Hellions, to deal with the Zerglings, or sorry, to deal with the Marines and Hellions. Select trying to make another siege tank, slowly take down this ramp, but he's got creep tumors to deal with. He does have this orbital cannon in his main, so he's allowed to do a lot of saturation here on his natural, or his main, get it saturated up pretty quickly here. Will he detonate a, or not detonate a scan, use a scan to deal with these creep tumors in his base? His opponent hasn't yet went into droning yet. He's still at 25. He has his main saturated for the most part. Looks like he just made a couple more there. It's hard to say. But he doesn't have any at his natural just yet. Actually, 2 more being placed there. So about 32 Zerglings out on the map. I would guess, no, 25. And this hatchery just sitting here producing some more Zerglings. And there we go. Now the hatch is fine, or the orbital cannon is being placed at this base. It kind of makes sense to place over here. The Zerglings have to run all the way over here to get to it, so that's an optimal spot for Select to throw down orbital. But it is spotted by the Overlord, and Select will force him to take that up. That's a perfect diversion. Select's going to move forward, take out the spine crawl. The Zerglings going to try to get us around, and they do get us around. They will be able to take out the siege tank. Most of the Zerglings do die though. And this fight went extremely well for Select. He kills most of the Zerglings only at the cost of a couple Marines and siege tanks. And that was perfect timing for Select to move down the ramp, uses this orbital cannon as bait. He's going to manage to take back his natural. Or eventually he'll take back his natural after he takes out the majority of the creep up here. He has to kill a hatchery at his base. More Zerglings being produced. You know, at this point, I don't really know how you transition this Zergling-based army into a build. You know, I just know the opening, so I'm not really sure exactly how the Zerg player transitions into late game, if he goes just from mute or how it works. This is a really unconventional build. Just knowing the different paths that this build can turn into is mostly unknown to, you know, pretty much everybody except for the Zerg players who love to do this sadistic sort of thing. Scan goes down. Great scan. Gets all the creep tumors there, but a lot of Zerglings going to make a run in for it. Snake is looking for an opportunity in the game right now. The Marines get trapped with the siege tank in the back. Deals a lot of damage. 9 kills there on that siege tank alone. And Snake went in for a kill blow there, but it didn't happen. He's still forced. He's actually making another hatchery, sort of sneaking in drones whenever he can, while still maintaining a nice map presence with the creep tumors and the Zerglings. Select now with 2 siege tanks, a lot of Marines with combat shield even, doesn't have stim yet. I like the choice to go with combat shield first here as opposed to stim. He doesn't have medevac, so he really can't recoup that lost HP with the stim, and the combat shield just works so much better. That Queen getting evicted from his holiday home across the map here on Akalon Waste. Now Select moving out across the map, a couple SCVs following him, and this army is looking pretty scary here for Select, and I'm not sure his opponent will be able to do much against it. Look at the armor supply, 47 versus 32. He doesn't have any Banelings. And I'm hitting every single button except for the one I was looking for. There we go. Scan go down. Siege tanks in a nice position. He's, like I said, he doesn't have banelings, he doesn't have roaches, he just has mass zerglings, and he's happy he has those extra zerglings, actually a hatchery from earlier. But here he goes, the siege tank isn't siege up just yet. All the Marines die up in the front. These guys are in a great position over here. A couple of zerglings being pulled off to take out the siege tank. If that siege tank dies, they're not being repaired by the SCVs. Too late they show up. A couple Marines still are left alive, but it looks like Snake will have just enough to push this force back. And if those Marines, or if those SCVs had been repairing that siege tank, it may have been a different story, but I don't know. This foothold here from Select, the bunker finishes. The bunker does finish, and the SCVs are repairing, but is there enough Zerglings to take this bunker out? Another siege tank shows up, and this is such a battle for map control right now. Siege tank shows up just a little bit too late, and it looks like Snake, yeah, he will definitely maintain his position in the map, get that map control back a little bit. Select now, with most of the creep receding from his base, is allowed to take an expansion multiple minutes later. People, just like the amount of time it takes a lot of creep to recede takes a long time. If you put an overlord directly over the center of an expansion, you drop the creep there, it takes a good like 100+ seconds to deal with that. And now there's another Zergling run by from Snake, goes straight past the siege tank. He's going to try and do some damage to the worker line. He takes out the starport. There's a double starport being produced here. He has those Zerglings on hold position. Nope, he's just going to let him run wild. Deal all the damage they want to. Force to pull units out of the main. He's going to bring the Marines up here. They will clean up this infestation, but at the cost of a couple worker losses there. Actually got 11 kills so far this game. And the siege tank just like shooting fish in a barrel, having a good old time up there with 18 kills on that siege tank. Now Snake working his way up and getting that +1 armor upgrade here, continuing to make a bunch of Zerglings. He has a second evolution chamber on the way, as well as getting his hatchery up to layer tech. How many gas is he on to? One here, and actually just one this whole time. Just recently going back on gas, and scans going down from Select. He's working on these creep tumors in the middle of the map, just constantly having to deal with those creep tumors, and Marines managed to get themselves in a good position against the corner, so they're going to be as cost effective as possible in this position. But I mean, just all those little Zerglings look like minnows. They look like minnows in a creek. When I was younger, we had a creek down by where I grew up, and there's a creek, and it's a little river if you don't know what a creek is, but there's always minnows in there, and I always go catch minnows, and that's what they look like. They look like just a bunch of little minnows just wiggling around in there. They do manage to take out the siege tank, and the pressure is still on, but the medevacs are out now, and these Zerglings will definitely have to turn around that siege tank up there. Commander siege tank getting 28 kills. Jeez, that siege tank's feeling pretty good, right? Pretty good about himself right now. And the creep is going in every single direction. Creep going from this side of the map to this side of the map. It's just spreading all over the place. Really random creep spread. He's kind of just going every single direction possible. More drones now being produced for Snake, and a lot more gas. So this game is kind of stabilized. 56 workers versus 30. So we do have Snake with still a pretty massive economy lead. But right now Select is going to do his drops, and Select loves his drops. TvZ. It's one of the ways he can manage to micro himself back into a game if his opponent isn't ready, if his opponent isn't the ball that gets spotted out. Select tries to be sneaky about it, but no, it's not going to happen. At the same time, we have the push through the middle, taking out some creep tumors, while the Select is now going to stim. He's going to retreat. The Zerglings are too numerous to deal with, and they're just going to wait for that stim to run off. Now they're going to run back in there once they're on the creep, and he can easily pick them back up from medevac. Drop going into the natural. Down to the third. He's going to manage to get a couple drones here. A couple of those guys to be taken out. Same time, drop still going down over here, but this is where the action is. He's going to manage to take on the medevac first with the Queens. Yeah, takes that out. The boost not fast enough. And the Zerglings, just a couple here still left in the main, but he's going to need more. More of them spawn just in the nick of time, and this drop will not get taken out. Did manage to kill 3 Marines there. Only 3 guys, only 3 open seats here. Drop them off to do some healing action. Select building up quite a contingent of forces. 28 Marines, 3 siege tanks, 37 workers. Still behind in the worker count. He's going to look to take us third. He's actually flying his main. He's mined out. He's mined out his main. Not the gas up here, but definitely the minerals. Feeling he can't afford an extra CC. It's not worth the extra gas, because whenever you're playing this type of style, you really only need the 4 gas if you're going to do like the Marine medevac Widowmine push. You really need about 4 gas for that. And there's really no reason to keep it up in here if you have this base to take. So it kind of just makes sense. It's cheaper, you can spend his money on other stuff, and now the Banelings are out. Select just learned that the hard way. A couple of those Marines going up with the green goo. They just got Nickelodeoned. So 4 gas now for Snake. Actually, scratch that. It's going to be 6 here pretty soon. He's got his Muta out. He's getting the +1 Muta upgrade. So Spire is done. Muta will be out and in play. Select working on his +2 weapon upgrades. No base defenses at all in here for the Muta. But the Muta will have bigger fish to fry. It looks like Select is now pushing out across the map, looking to do some more damage. And now 10 drones now being produced for our Zerg player, Snake. 49 versus 42, and actually scratch that. All those guys just popped out, and now he's up to 59 workers. I can do math. I could have just added that up for you guys. Come on, what am I doing here? Anyway, Scan goes down forward. Select looking to take out these creep tumors. It's such a hassle to fight Zerg on creep, especially if they have speed Zerglings and speed Banes. He's forced to retreat. He will pick them up in the medevac, and the Zerglings now get a free run in on the siege tank. They're going to surround the siege tank. One of them is going to go down. The one on the right hasn't died just yet. The Banelings haven't connected that well yet. Those Marines were all clumped up, but the Zerglings got in there first. Banelings haven't yet connected yet, and those guys will be picked up and get a free ride back home. Not enough Muta to really punish the pure medevac army running away. So Snake's army composition is looking like Zergling, Baneling, Muta. He's happy with that. Working on some upgrades here. +2/2 for him. Select is sticking with the Marine, Tank, medevac composition. He's kind of forced into this. Usually whenever he opens up, he doesn't almost ever go Siege Tank. Whenever he's playing versus Zerg, he usually favors the Widow Mines. But, due to the opening of this game, he's kind of forced into the Siege Tanks. Normally you'd have him open up with a like 6 Hellions or something like that, and then transition to Muta with that reactor on that factory. So a couple of missile turrets being built now. He's well aware of the Muta are in the game and in play. 2 they're out as natural, or as third, and 1 here as natural. None here yet at the main. And now the Widow Mines start to come out. He's feeling a little bit better about his position. Going to get bedded back in the groove of things, making those Widow Mines. He's going to make another factory here. Once he gets on 3 bases, or this far along in the game, he likes to make a second factory. And this flock of overlords just sees this drop, and Select is like, well, kind of been spotted, I guess I'll go home. Even though he really shouldn't, because the whole army of Snake is in the middle of the map, and he saw him go home, so he knows he's safe to continue to push here. So it's working out great now for Snake. Snake, where's that medevac going? What are you doing? Where's that medevac going? He was like, well, this world is too harsh. I'm just going to fly my medevac with 2 life straight into the flock of Muta. He was pulling an innovation there. Select loves innovations play. And after his GSL last game at the GSL finals, he figured, this one's for you, innovation! I hope that becomes a thing now. Every time a Terran player just wants to give a shout out to innovation, they just take a medevac full of Marines and just fly into a flock of Mutas. Oh god, innovation. Jesus. Okay, anyways. Yeah, like I said, Select really likes innovation's playstyle. And that's why, he's kind of doing the Widow Mine Marine medevac play. And back to the second factory. He likes to get a Tech Lab on here to get this drilling claw upgrade, so you can start to micro those Widow Mines a little bit better. Now we're in standard Select territory, where he is doing drops, making Widow Mines, making Marines. He's on quote-unquote 3 bases. And this medevac has nowhere to go. He's trying to go to the edge of the map. Not going to happen, buddy. Not going to happen. Our opponent here, Snake, their blue Zerg players, got pretty good Overlord placement. He's got 2 guys hanging out over here, 2 guys over here. They're kind of just like clumped up in pairs of 2s. I guess he's a fan of the buddy system that most people are aware of if you were like a little kid. Everyone was a little kid at one point, but whenever you were a little kid, you had to go on field trips. Usually they have like a buddy system where you're supposed to have like a friend, so that way if one of you gets lost, there's probably 2 of you that gets lost, and that kind of makes it a little bit better. If you're lost with a friend, I don't understand the reasoning behind it, but I guess that way if you need 2 people to make a big mistake instead of 1 person. But enough about childhood security measures. This Muta attack in the main is taking all the tech labs, all the reactors here for Select. Now he's just working straight up on that starport. There's only 1 starport to be seen, and he's not going to manage to take it out. It will burn for a while there. And those Mutas got out while dealing a little bit of damage. No +2 upgrade yet on the Mutas, so I wonder if he's going to transition into Ultralisk, because he's got his Hive Tech on the way, and he hasn't yet started +2, so I'm imagining he's just going to do a big transition here into Infestors, Ultras. He's got enough bases to actually do that. And oh no! Okay, there we go. That was you don't want to fly into an army like this. That's a lot of Marines, and they're all looking to kill some stuff. Speaking of upgrades, we have 2-2 done here for Select, and he's working on +3 attack upgrade there. Select now managing to take his 4th base. Zerg player as well has got his 4th base up and going, taking some more gas. Definitely going to need all the gas he can get his Zergy little claws on if he wants to make a bunch of Ultralisks this game. And there we have the upgrades coming for all those melee units, as well as the Ultralisk Cavern. Scan goes down, and a great scan there from Select. He sees the Hive, he sees the Ultralisk Cavern, he sees the upgrades on the Evolution Chamber, and he sees the Spire not doing anything. So at this point, he can imagine, okay, the amount of muta he has right now probably won't ever get higher than this, and if anything, it's just going to continue to dwindle as these muta run into Marines, they run into Widow Mines, and yeah, speaking of running into Marines, don't want to run into a bunch of Marines in a street corner, in a dark street alley. With muta versus Marines, it usually doesn't play out too well. Those Marines they like to hide in the corners. They love their drugs. Nice muta just flying on by, just touristing it. It doesn't work out for you guys, trust me. And so the creep is now crossing the map. Most of the map on his side is covered. He doesn't have a little bit down here, but he's making his way. Snake definitely doing a pretty good job. Wow, that is a lot of Zerglings and Banelings. Let me just get a good old count here. 44 Banelings and 83 Zerglings with 82 drones. Now Select is making his push out across the map. He's got Widow Mines. He already has those placed. He's got good spread here. Snake doing a pretty good job at dealing with those Widow Mines, using up those charges with those sparing Zerglings. Another scan goes down. Select just dealing all the damage back to this creep. You know, Snake works so hard to spread this creep, and Select comes in with one scan and takes it all out. Running some Zerglings in here to detonate the Widow Mines, but they don't stay alive long enough. And but this double drop here is going to deal a lot of damage. And these Marines are in a great position. If they could get in here, stay in this position right here, and the drops over here, it's kind of blocking them off from. They're going to have to fly around to deal with it. And this drop in the main is going to do a lot of damage. If you can take out that spawning pool and this Ultralisk Cavern, that would be huge. Attack here in the middle. Looks like he's got an Overseer, so Snake can now deal with those Widow Mines if he feels like it. Yep, he can just move through here. And that's a lot of Banelings, though. Select is going to be on the move. He doesn't really worry about... Oh! Wow! Ow! Those... Oh, God. Those muta just taking a hard attack there. Banelings just running through all this. Select just forced retreat, and just more Widow Mines hitting all the forces. Select now on a full retreat. This attack down here hasn't done much because Select's been too busy running for his life this game. 2 Ultras here pushing forward, and it's enough to break the front here of Select. No, the only 2 Ultras coming up, and this is enough to break his forces, but I don't know if it's enough to just continue the pressure here. 2 stranded medevacs just kind of chilling in the middle of the map. Just baiting out these... baiting... There we go. He got him. And just the random Ultra just coming in here, finishing up. Now we have the drop. There goes the spawning pool. Next on the list of stuff for Select's Marines to kill, the to-do list, spawning pool next. Just a move there, and now he's going to go for the... Yep, take out that Ultra's Cavern, take out the Spire. All this stuff is good. Nope, too many Ultras. He has worn out his welcome. Those Marines are forced to retreat. They're just going to go straight on to this next base and maybe juke back. We'll see what he's going to do. Spawning pool trying to get built. And you cannot drop Marines right on top of Ultras. Those Kaiser Blades must be a German unit. Unless I'm saying that completely wrong. Is that Kaiser Blade? I don't even know how to pronounce that. Kaiser? It's like a Kaiser roll, except more dangerous and not as tasty. Huge drop here from Select, gonna go right into the 4th base. A drop up here, killing off a couple killing off a couple drones, gets picked up. Hot pickups right here from Select. Just too many Ultras. Select cannot fight the straight up, forced to pick up. No muta out on the field now. So Select has free control just to pick up his units whenever they're in danger, or let them die to a standard Ultralisk just chilling out over here. Another drop going to go down. This is a great spot to drop Marines because they can attack this position and attack this position, this next base here from the high ground. Just so many Ultras out on the map. Okay, he's actually making some more muta. Snake has realized that these drops have been quite annoying, and Select has free roam in his base, essentially. Select's still making the best of a good thing. Gonna drop down here at the 4th, but no, the muta see it, and they got a free kill. This one guy gets out of there, but at the same time, an attack from Select, making his way up to the 5th base. 5th base, and he's killing a lot of Ultras. He's killing a lot of Zerglings. These units just stream in here. There's so many medevacs. He's gonna be forced to retreat, but I don't know if Select is just gonna fight this out. Yeah, he's gonna look up with the Marauders flying off of the map. Ultras just beating their bodies way down here to the low ground. At the same time, Select now making his another attack. onto the 4th base, while at the same time he takes another base for himself. It does land here. He's probably going to make that into a planetary fortress drop at the same time. Muta's taking the frontal blow there from those Marines. At the same time, another drop up here. Marauder's just doing work. Select all over the place. Scan goes down. He sees those Ultras. The drop will die. Select not afraid to throw away some units to deal some damage to the Zerg economy. And a couple of Ultras here is kind of following some forces back in the middle. They get greeted by a warm hand of Marauder fire. Overseer pushing his way forward, giving a vision for those Ultralisks to take out those very annoying Widow Mines. Man, Ultralisk, that's what you do. Got to stay with the pack, man. Stay with your buddy. Doesn't work out well if you just happen to just stroll along. You run into a big group of Marauders. Bad news. Select once again picks up. Oh, and Medevac full of units gets killed, and the Muta are in a hot chase. He's running out of the boost. He's running out of the boost. No, those guys are going to die, but no, Select drops. He's going to manage to deal a little bit more damage there. Delaying the inevitable, though. Another attacker from Select. Select all over the place. Snake cannot deal with this. He's lost another base up here. This base down here is dead. And the economy of Select is still doing pretty good. He's gaining in bases while his opponent has been losing bases, but Snake has a huge army in the middle of the map here. 122 supply versus 107, but most of those are Ultras, and most of those are Ultras, actually. Now they just blast his way forward. Select has to survive this attack. If he survives this attack, he should be good to go for the rest of this game. Marine Marauder now being positioned in a really good spot, forcing those Ultras to go down the ramp into the choke point. He can easily pick up with those guys with the Medevacs if he feels like it. No, not enough. Too many forces here from Snake. He takes out this, but the reinforcements are streaming in from the main. All the production from Select is there in the main. The Overseer needs to die so badly. If he can kill that Overseer, he can easily just kind of deal extra damage to the Widow Mines here. Marines just streaming out of production. There's 4 Widow Mines chilling out of here. I guess that's to deal with those Muta. Just Zerglings down here dealing with some maraudered up bunkers. That was a big hit there. All those Widow Mines just taking out one single Ultralisk, I think. But the rest of them show up to clean out those guys. Select now figuring out he's done enough damage back at Snake's base. He's forced to pull the rest of his forces back to his own to defend, because if he loses production, that may not be enough to stay in this game. And it was too much. The Marine Marauder force, the reinforcements showed up. The rest of Snake's forces were taken care of, and Select ends the game with 142 supply versus 63 supply lead versus Snake. So really interesting opening very interesting opening here from both of our players. It was cool actually seeing Katz's strategy used in a ladder game versus a player I really enjoy watching. So thank you guys for watching. Check out Select stream. It's twitch.com/SelectKC. No, KR. It's Select KR. Anyways, guys, if you want to find more of my stuff, head over to youtube.com/AnchKino. See you guys later.